Hi there everybody, it's Rarity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you so much for joining me today, and this is quite exciting. We are relaunching our Project Share project, Blog Hop. So this is the first time we're doing it for a couple of months. So we're kicking off with a theme for anything goes, so we can just create something that we like, that's our sort of comfort zone, if you like. Yeah, anything goes. So we're gonna do something nice and clean and simple today. But the other thing I wanted to say is that we've got two brand new members of our Project Share this time around. So Heather's still here from Stamp with Nelly, and then we also have Jane Frank from Craft with Jane, and we have Vicky Littlewood from Vicky Lou Designs. So please do click on the description, have a look at my blog. There'll be links to their blogs too. Some of them do videos. I don't think Vicky does videos, but the other ladies do, definitely. Jane does amazing 3D projects, and you'll see her and her hands. And you know Heather already, and Vicky does all sorts of different projects, and she does a little colour challenge of her own as well, which I have participated in before, and I haven't done that for a little while. So again, I'm thinking this is an opportunity to participate in the Creative Colour Challenge, also linked in the description. And this time we've got Poppy Parade, Smoky Slate and Night and Navy. So I kind of figured I'd roll this in too while we're at it, and yeah, create something that I wanted to create. Brilliant. So waffle, 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 on we go. This is what we're making. We're using Timeless Arrangements. Totally love it. It's really, really cute. I love the way it all sort of fits together, and to create these lovely little toppers that don't really need a lot else on the card, hence the clean and simple look. But we do have this little banner creeping in from the Stylish Shapes. Excuse me. I have to say, I did toy with the idea of having a shape in the background on this. Leave that with you. I don't think I'm going to add anything to my design this time around. It's just going to be a recreation of this, but Poppy Parade is in the card base, this little detail, and I've coloured the gems. I've got the Night of Navy for the stamping in the background and for the sentiment, and then the Smoky Slate is in the layer, and these lovely little fronds, and there's just a whisper of some ribbon behind there, whose name I've forgotten. Is it Iridescent Ribbon or something? Yeah, it is Iridescent Ribbon. Okay, but it's a bit short, so I'm going to do that a little differently. I didn't think it through properly. So we're going to turn it inside out, as it were, and we're going to switch to the Night of Navy being the card base, and then we'll do the Poppy Parade little embellishments and things. So we've got that ready, and we need a teeny tiny scrap of white for die cutting our in fact we need another one as well. We need this one probably. Yeah, a couple of scraps for die cutting both the little sentiment and the banner behind. Okay. Okay, and then the other thing is I've got a little cardstock saving tip for you, or a couple of them actually, a couple. So the first one is we're going to die cut some stuff. So we need our dies. Sorry, that's probably noisy. I'm going to stick with the same two dies, but you can mix and match these dies from the set. There's loads of them to choose from. I didn't actually show you the dies very much, did I? But there's loads of them, and you can cut the same one twice and have it mirrored across, or mix and match them. And you've got all the other little doodads, a couple of these little frames in different sizes to fit the sentiment. So there's loads you can do with this, if you've got the imagination to do it. Sometimes I lack that. But what I wanted to do was conserve some cardstock, because, you know, we want to get the most out of our supplies, and, you know, save a few pennies here and there, okay, to buy all the other stuff. So to save on this smoky slate cardstock, I'm actually going to die cut into the back of this because no one is going to notice. Did you notice? So we're going to use this to die cut the little fronds out of, and the only thing I'm going to do is just try not to get it too close to the edges, just so that it just doesn't interfere with the layering. So that's just going to go onto my cut and emboss platform ready, but we've got a couple of other things to die cut too. We're going to do the little banner that's going to go on the back. So that can go on the plate as well. And it's not going round anything, so we don't need to tape it down. But we also need to just stamp our greeting, and do that in Poppy Parade this time. We did it in Night of Navy last time, so we're going to do it in Poppy Parade this time. So we're just going to stick with this thank you stamp. Like I say, this is just a do-over of what we did on the original set. I'll just close that up just for the moment, and to get that red ink off my stamp. And then we're just going to pop that die over the top and hold it in place. A little bit of tape there, and we can get all of that die cut in one pass, so it all fits on beautifully. Okay, and we'll just roll that through all in one. Rather than do it 3 times. All of these will fit through the mini. You may be able to get more than one of some of them in. The card layer itself is probably a bit wide for the mini, but if you were die cutting it separately, they do fit through. Okay, let's get this beautiful detail on this die with these little stitches, which is really, really cute. Then we've got our little banner here. When the cutting plate gets quite bashed about like mine is, sometimes the dies do stick into the, or the die cuts I should say, stick into the plate a little bit. So you don't want to be shucking away this smoky slate. Okay, I've got this bit. There are just a couple of little pieces that we just need to poke out on those. And then if your die sticks, if your cardstock sticks in your die, I like to punch out the little bits that we don't want first. And then the little hole, oh, it's started to come loose anyway now. The little holes on the front of your dies here, these are release holes, so you can just use a poker tool and pop them out. And that comes out beautifully. Okay, just using my wonderful new little pokey tool that I was gifted at the last event. Okay, a couple of things. So I want to get this this sentiment bit glued up so that it can dry. So I'm just going to bring in a silicone sheet to help with that. And I am going to use wet glue. You only want a little bit. You need to hold these in place. And truth be told, I actually wanted these fronds to be the other way around. I wanted it in that orientation rather than that, but because I had it face down like this, I wasn't paying attention and it ended up the other way around. Basically, I don't think it matters, but if you're particularly wanting it in a direction, just turn it over, make sure you got it the right way around. So let's see how this ends up. I don't know which way around this is. Were you watching? Were you watching carefully? So the little bars that sort of get die cut with that really help with this gluing. Otherwise you'd have been sticking in little fiddly bits to do that. So that makes life a heck of a lot easier. Just going to put that down to just set up a little bit. And then my other cardstock saving tip, so this was number 1, die cut into the bits you ain't going to see, because that's all just going to get covered up and no one will know. Okay. The other one is to colour your cardstock with something else, like a stamping blend. Works brilliantly. I'm going to use the dark Night of Navy marker. You could use your ink pad and brushes or daubers, sponges, whatever, to apply some ink. And because it's the same ink, it's all going to matchy. But it means you're not necessarily cutting into another piece of cardstock just for a skinny strip. If you've got scraps in your scrap drawer, brilliant. Use those. But if you haven't, and you've just used your last piece to make your card base, this is a way to get around it. Okay, and the only reason I'm going on the back is just to make sure I get a nice solid colour. The reality is you're only really going to see the edge, so just make sure the edge is coloured, and that will then match your project. I'm going to need that scrap of paper in a minute as well. So again, that's just going to take a minute to dry. While that is cooking, we can just put our little background details on here. So we're going to go back to our pop parade, and this little stamp that almost looks like I think they look like tea rings, you know, when you put your cup down. So I think they look like. But we're bringing in this piece of scrap paper because I don't want it full strength colour. I want it to be just light, so I'm stamping off a couple of times before going to the cardstock, because I just don't want it to overpower what we're doing. It's really easy to forget to stamp off as well, so try not to forget to do that. So I want to get 5 in this time because I only managed 4 on that one, and I just wanted a little bit more coverage. And that one's going to fit there like that. Okay, it's possibly a little bit off centre, but that's not necessarily a problem either. Okay, and again, I just want to get that red ink off. Just like to try and minimise how much the stamps will stain. It's just a fact they're going to stain. I just would like it to not stain as much. So we can pop our white layer on to this smoky slate, and all that will just disappear, and you would never know any different. It's our secret that is in there. Okay. Now I'm not going to tack this onto my card base yet, because I'm going to see how that sits with the sentiment. It might end up just being a little bit lower in the card. That's not necessarily a problem though. I think it will look better lower than it will higher, I think, but we'll try it. Don't know. We'll see. Right, let's go back to this, and we can pop our little sentiment banner behind this. So just using my Stampin' Seal, that it's almost exactly the same width. It's like a hair the difference. Ooh, probably should have coloured that a little bit. Didn't think that would show as much, so we'll just lift that up. We'll just give that another coat of ink. That'll just dry back and be the same. Okay, and then the other thing we're going to add is some ribbon. So again, I'm going to put some seal across the back of that. I'm going to lay the ribbon over the top. This ribbon's really lovely because of its iridescence. It goes quite nicely with both the red and the blue because it kind of picks out those sort of purpley pink kind of tones. So I think it goes quite nicely. Okay, and then back to my ribbon scissors, and I'm just going to cut that off at an angle like so, just so a bit more's showing through, and it just adds a little something. Okay, so we've built up that lovely element there. Don't need me thingy anymore. So the next thing I'm going to do is pop on some dimensionals. But what I'm going to do is just put a couple of blobs of glue on there because it's sticking to that ribbon, which does have a shine to it. So a dry adhesive isn't going to be quite as firm as a bond on there, but the glue is just going to help with that. Okay. And before we decide, before we peel off the backs, that's what I should say, we need to decide where this is going to go. Now this is where I almost wish I was kind of live with you guys, because it's going to be high or low. Oh, it has ended. Oh wow, it's a tough decision whether we want to go high or low on this. I think high. You're probably all screaming, lower, lower. Who remembers play your cards right? Oh, that's showing my age, isn't it? Higher, lower, lower. No, I think that looks good. That's almost channeling my inner Hannah McCurley there, right? Stamping by Hannah. She kind of likes things a little bit up, a little bit higher or lower. So, okay, I think we're going with that. Right, so now that we know, I'm going to put my panel onto the card base with some seal. So just putting a bit of extra bits, you know, onto those spaces there. Slightly smaller panels than I've done before. I don't think I told you how big they were, did I? 3.5 by 5.25, I think, is the white. 3.5 by 5.25, yep. And then the layering panel, I always make my layers an 1/8 difference, because I just think it just frames it enough without being too much. And then we can pop this on. So again, I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on these because it'll just give me that bit of wiggle room to make sure it's as straight as we can get it. Okay, not fussed necessarily if the ribbon is too far left or right or whatever. I'm just going for, just want those sort of bubble things to kind of ground it a little bit. Okay, don't think that's right. It's near enough. You can take some time over it. And then rhinestones. So on these I had the red, Poppy Parade. I'm going to go with the blue, and with the basic rhinestones or the pearls, or even the iridescent ones to be fair, if you use an alcohol based product, so I would your Stampin' Blends are perfect for this. You can just colour over the top of those and you've got custom rhinestones for your project, and it dries really quick as well. Okay, so as you know, those of you who watch regularly, I do like to put these on in a trio. And we're just going to pop those on like so. They're sort of outside of the design, but they kind of make this triangle that pulls you into the centre. So that's it. Love them both, but I'm more of a blue kind of girl anyway, to be fair. But nonetheless, I think they're both pretty, using those three colours, which was Poppy Parade, Smoky Slate, Night of Navy. Link to this challenge will be in the description. Please do check out all the other Project Share blog hoppers today. So myself, Heather, Jane and Vicky is the lineup, so do check them out and give them some likes, subscribes and the like. Really enjoyed that today. I hope you've enjoyed seeing that thought process and how I've come about that, but I think that's turned out really nice. Colour combination that I didn't necessarily think about using, and certainly not with this stamp set and die collection. So there you go, just think outside the box, and that's what these challenges are about as far as I'm concerned. I just think that's half the thing, just to make you explore other things. Okay, enough from me. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay safe. See you again soon. Bye.